We have breadcrumbs, soybean, carrot, pimento, garlic, saffron, salt, potato on this plate, and on the next plate we have thyme, small thyme, bandania, parsley, chive, celery. And as we go along, I'm going to give you the correct measurements. The soybean, I use 400 grams, that is 1 pound, 1/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs, and all the vegetable that you're seeing there is what I used. I used just enough just to flavor the pot, not too much of anything. As I said, I am using 400 grams, 1 pound of soybean, and I'm going to put that in some hot water, covering. We will let the water cover all the beans and let that sit for half an hour. And while that is soaking for that half an hour, I have started my potato, so it has come to a boil, and once it is soft, we are going to remove it and put it in some room temperature water for it to cool down, and peel and put aside to continue. And then 30 minutes later, let me show you how much our beans has swollen. You can totally see the difference, and I can literally take my hand and like squash it. So but before I get there, we're going to strain out this water and we're going to rinse out the beans. I rinsed the beans at least 3 times, but I didn't take you through that whole long process, but I did show you that I rinsed it at least once. So I'm showing you right now how soft the beans has become after 30 minutes. So again, I am going to give it a wash. As I said, I did this 3 times. All right. After giving the beans a good rinse out, you're going to strain it and wring out as much of that liquid from the beans. As you're seeing there, I'm squeezing it really tightly to just squeeze out as much water as I possibly can, and then we are going to start to blend. So this is the potato all peeled and set aside for the next step. So let's get back to the beans. Do not crowd the blender. I didn't use my food processor because for some reason my food processor decided to die this very same day, so I had no choice but to use my blender. So I had to do it in small portions. And once everything is smooth, you want no lumps, it must be really smooth, then you know you're good to go. And this is what it should look like when you're done. It is really smooth and nice. So once all is blended and smooth to go, we're going to start adding all of our seasoning. So I blend all of my beans. I'm not going to use all of this. I am going to separate it in half, some to bake, some to fry. So I'm starting by adding our boiled potatoes, then I'm adding my onion. I use 1 medium-sized onion, and my carrot, the whole carrot. I have the saffron and the garlic, the bandania, chive, celery, pimento. Adding all of that, and then I'm going to add my rosemary and my thyme. I like plenty thyme and rosemary, so I'm using a lot. It adds so much to this. Oh, it was good. As I said, I add 1/4 of a cup of this particular breadcrumbs. So in total, I use 1/2 cup of this breadcrumbs because I use 1/4 of a cup for this part of the patties, which is the fried version I'm doing first, and then the second version is the baked version, and I also use 1/4 of a cup in that mixture because I just wanted to show you what I did, how I did it. Now I'm going to use a palm size each for every ball I am making. So that is the measurement, a palm size amount. Flatten, and while I flatten, I go in a circular motion, so I form a disc-like shape. I am making a ball, then flatten it, and then going around to just shape the patty properly. And I am using my cutter and going to form the shapes because my niece really wanted some pretty patties. She said, "Auntie, let's use these things." So I was like, okay, let's do it. Add some fun into this whole patty making situation. So we did that, and I got her involved because she really likes to help out in the kitchen. She's really involved when she's around. So we made these shapes, the stars, the circle, and the heart. And this was all my niece's idea. And the rest, I just made some normal patties. So we'll just go with what my niece created, these beautiful patterns that my niece created, and we are going to fry these. I am going to use some grapeseed oil. So I preheated my pan, and I'm going to add a fair amount of my grapeseed oil. And once it is hot, we're then going to add our patty. Now we're going to drown these things in oil because we're still trying to stay on a healthy level here. We don't want to be ridiculous. We're trying to stay very healthy as much as we can. So we're going to add all our patties to our very hot pot, but not too hot where it's going to burn it as it gets into the pot. So just to make sure that your oil is at the proper temperature, you either use a thermometer or you could use a wooden spoon, and once it is bubbling around the spoon, you know your oil is ready. So I am going to give it a good turn. I actually had a timer on each, and I left it for 3 minutes on each side, and it was perfect at the end. When I tell you this thing was good, the flavor, ooh, it was really, really good. That rosemary, the thyme, oh my gosh, everything was so perfectly balanced in this patty. I am not exaggerating. I really not exaggerating. The flavors, you all just got to give this a try. You don't even have to be a vegetarian to say, well, hey, I need to try this. Once you try this, you wouldn't even be missing meat. Because I swear, while I'm eating this thing, I am tasting beef in this thing. I'm like, why am I tasting beef? You would swear that I had some minced beef, and I minced some minced beef and put it into these beans. That is how well balanced the flavors was in this thing and how well they work together. Amazing. Give this a try. Just the same amount of ingredients and measurements. I'm telling you, it's good.